Mysterious mysteries.
Hello to you, Mick.
Hello to you, Matthew. You got the cheeky grin on your face today. What's this about?
I don't know what to expect today because I've been thinking about this one last week.
Well, do you recall what the name of it was?
It was something to do... So, listener.
Here we go.
Last week we had... Oh, sorry, not last week. Last season. I think it was episode 4.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
It was... entitled Rusty Trombone, Private Investigator.
Well, would you like to remind them what Rusty's name was alluding to?
Oh, God. I don't remember.
Of course you don't, no.
I had to do some homework, though. I do remember that. And
yes.
It was most disturbing.
It was. Well, I suggest that if the listener missed that episode, not only should they re-listen to it, but they should also look up Rusty Trombone.
Now, is it a prerequisite? Because, listener, the punchline is that last week I was told that this is going to be a throwback episode in that...
Indeed.
This episode's called Rusty Trombone something something.
Rusty Trombone, the Forgotten Princess.
Oh.
So it's...
Do you have to have listened to the first Rusty?
There will be references, but it's not essential. Think of it, it'll be like you don't need to have seen Tomorrow Never Dies to see GoldenEye.
Oh, no, you
see.
Oh, you do.
Oh, you do.
You do not have to succeed. Okay.
Yeah. So it's in that kind of mold. There will be references, and the previous story does play something of a role, but for the Rusty Virgin, they'll be okay.
And I'm certainly one of those.
Two words rarely ushered together. Well, have you recovered? Lest we forget, Matthew, last week we had a scene that brought you to your knees.
Oh, gosh.
It was, of course, the seance scene.
I'm so ashamed.
You showed your true colours as a juvenile, puerile young man.
I'm none of those things, but it brought me down.
It brought you down.
Oh,
you brought
laughing.
Shame upon the Matthew name.
I think I actually cried laughing during the episode. I think I genuinely cried. No, I've never done that before.
No. And it was inappropriate as well because they were in some serious peril at that point and you were just laughing.
They weren't.
Yes, they were.
They weren't, Mick. It was made up.
They were.
It was nonsense.
Well, I think the rigour of the script makes it feel very real.
As a minor plug, listener, it was
here
at
we go.
28 minutes and 54 seconds. Listen from there.
He's memorised it.
From last week, I've literally had it on repeat only because it cheers me up in a low moment.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, shall I hand you over today's script? Enough about last week. Okay,
right.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Dear. We really need to get one of the admin team to stand here.
What the hell are they?
Well, I don't know, but I always have to stretch. Listener, we're sat about 2 meters away from each other. It's quite a stretch.
But Mick, you know that the admin team are all in straitjackets this week.
They were not well behaved last week,
They were not.
and they have been suffering the consequences.
And they're most... Oh, Mick, you've got curry stains on this.
What's
this
look at my one. I had to keep this one. It's completely...
This one looks as though it's just been well oiled. Where's this been?
I don't know how it happened.
I didn't bring my rubber gloves this week. I didn't think I needed them anymore.
But at least you're up to date on your vaccinations, I hear, so you should be okay.
That was after... Oh, no.
We won't go into detail on that.
No, that was an in-joke from a political discussion that Mick and I had previously listened. I don't know why you've even said it was because I was walking through an area of which I disagreed with the politics of that area. Of that constituency,
And if anyone knows where we record this show, they've now worked out where you stand politically.
And say, no, they don't.
Well...
No, we could be anywhere.
Yeah, but we're not. We're in one specific place.
For these purposes, I'm in Mallorca.
Okay, well said. Avoiding his taxes. Right. Shall we get going?
Okay, I think best.
Right, it's best we move on. Today's episode shall begin. I just realized I haven't practiced this accent at all since we did it last series. This could be an utter disaster.
Well, some of us just have to be versatile.
Yeah, but thankfully I don't usually have to.
On that point, very quickly, listener, I've never seen the scripts before.
Hurry up.
I get thrust into these. I've not written them. Mick writes them. I've never seen them.
Matthew does nothing.
I have to come in and do all the accents blind.
Okay,
And
finished?
that's it.
Done? Okay, cool. Rusty Trombone, the Forgotten Princess. Holy moly, business was good. Ever since I sold the murder of Rocco Carrozza, every deadbeat in town from the Bronx to Staten Island wanted my services as a PI. I was run off my feet. Sure, the money was swell, but after working non-stop for months, I was just looking forward to some shut-eye, maybe even treating myself to a little vacation. But as I sat in my office, dreaming of beautiful broads on a Florida beach, I heard sirens through the window. It was a motorcade, and wouldn't you just know it, it pulled up right outside my door. I guess that vacation would just have to wait.
It's all very dramatic, isn't it?
Come in.
Rusty? Rusty Trombone?
Sure.
My name is Yakov. Yakov Madik. I am a diplomat.
I just got that. Oh, Mick. No. I'm not laughing at that. That's awful. Oh, God.
How do you not see these coming yet?
Because it doesn't, because when you spell them, it looks innocent enough. By the way, I was loving the intro music. It all comes back
Isn't
to me.
it fantastic? Rusty has the best
How
theme.
it floods back to me.
How it does.
I am a diplomat representing the royal household of the Russian Empire.
And who's this lovely doll you brought with you?
Oh, this is Emilia Lorenzo. This is my first time in New York. So, you see, the embassy hired someone to be my guide.
Whatever you're paying them, it ain't enough. They found you an Italian with blonde hair. A real knockout.
Ooh, Italian-American accent.
Oh, shucks. You're a real charmer, Mr. Trombone. You must have all the goyles chasing after you.
There's a bit of Irish there, I was
okay?
thinking. Yeah. You're a real charmer.
You're a real charmer, Mr. Trombone.
That's better, yeah.
You must have all the girls chasing after you.
You'd be surprised, Mr. Lorenzo. Most of the time I have to pay them.
In Petrograd, the ladies charge 2 of your American dollars to fart in a...
What? It's quite hard with this accent.
Yeah, page 2.
To fart in a jar for you. Are the rates similar here?
Oh, you bet. Throw in an extra nickel and they'll follow through. Now, where are my man?
Oh, God. Just sort of getting this.
Yeah.
Switching from Russian to New York is actually a very difficult thing.
It's tricky. Fortunately, how's my Rusty, by the way? Am I okay? Or is it, dare I say, a little rusty?
I think she's a bit rusty today.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, I'll get it. Okay,
you
bet. Throw in an extra nickel and they'll follow through. Now, where are my manners? Can I offer you both a drink?
Thank you. A scotch for me, please.
You got it.
I knew what was coming up.
Just pouring a glass of scotch.
Oh, no. Listener, this is what happened last season.
This is just a scotch.
Where's this ending? It's a very different...
It's a very large glass.
Oh, Mick. I'm thinking, when's it going to end?
Here's your scotch.
It's like a waterfall.
Here's your scotch, Yakov. Now, what about for you, darling?
Oh, jeez. An espresso would be just swell.
Sure thing.
It's another.
It's a coffee machine.
Mick, you've tinkered with it. Mick,
Just making a coffee.
He's tinkered with it, listen. Mick! No! I'm sorry. I'm taking off my headphones. Mick!
There you go, sweet cheeks.
I'm going to have to put them back up. That was awful.
That was just this coffee machine. This is the 1920s, don't forget. It's not as subtle these days, those machines.
Mick.
Right. There you go, sweet cheeks.
Gosh. Right, where are we? Sorry. Don't you listen to it, listen.
Just made the coffee, Maspy. Would you like a sip of it?
Oh, thanks.
So tell me, Mr. Maddock, what can I do for you?
Well, Mr. Trombone, I'm afraid I bring to you a most macabre assignment. I assume you're familiar with the political landscape of my native Russia.
Oh, of course, but you should probably explain it anyways. You know, for the lovely Miss Lorenzo's sake.
Oh, you are a gentleman, Rusty. Very well.
Oh gosh, I've got a whole paragraph
I'm
in
going to
this
sit
accent.
back now, have a drink.
In this accent.
Yeah.
As you know, Mr. Trombone, 4 years ago, there was a revolution in my country, and our great empire was overthrown. Shortly afterwards, the entire royal family, dear friends of mine, were executed. With the royals dead, the revolutionaries believed that the passion of their supporters would die too. But they were wrong, Mr. Trombone. They were very wrong. The injustice of the executions only strengthened our resolve to see the monarchy restored. And with the help of with your help, my friend, I believe we are on the cusp of achieving exactly that.
Jeepers creepers! How's a New York City PI going to help you with that?
There's an old rumor in Russia, Mr. Trombone, one that was long ago disregarded as hearsay by the proletariat, but one that I myself know to be most true. The rumor of the forgotten princess. Around the turn of the century, the Tsar had a child, a baby girl. Tatiana was her name. Tatiana was her name. But after losing a bet in a curry house challenge, he had to give her up to an American.
What is the Curry House Challenge, Mick, for the benefit of the listener? It's a concept I've been introduced to as part of these podcasts before.
If it's not been clear from the past two series what a Curry House Challenge is,
some form of like
it's a competition of Olympic standards that where you must ingest as much curry as possible and then eject it afterwards.
In as short a time as possible?
Yes, absolutely.
Tatiana was her name, but after losing a bet in a curry house challenge, he had to give her up to an American. The American took her away that very evening, and she was never seen or heard from again. Rather than face the embarrassment, the royals decided to proceed as if she had never existed at all. And from that point on, her name was never uttered again. You see now, Mr. Trombone, what I would like you to do for me.
Oh, I get you. You want me to find a doll that looks like this Tatiana so she can fart in the jar for you?
Oh, no, Mick. That's not what you said.
Well,
read
your line.
Oh, yes, I see. He's defending himself.
Yeah.
Not exactly, Mr. Trombone.
He's more polite than me.
Well, yeah.
I already have the largest...
Oh, no, he's not. No, he's not.
Keep reading.
No, he's not.
I already have the largest collection of antique fart jars in the Northern Hemisphere. No, what I want is for you to use your formidable skills to find her, to find Tatiana. And when you do, I can take her back to Russia, back to her home, where we can reinstate the monarchy with its final living member on the throne.
Shucks, I don't know, Mr. Maddock. That sounds like a hell of a job. I was planning to go on vacation.
Oh, please, Rusty. I recommended you to Mr. Maddock myself. You're the best PI in the 5 boroughs. Won't you do it, Rusty? Won't you do it, please?
Oh, boy. How can I say no to a beautiful dame like you, Amelia? Okay, I'll take the case. This princess is somewhere in the city. You can be sure that I'll find her. Jeez Louise, this was gonna be a tough case. No one had set eyes on this little lady since she was in diapers. She'd be 22 years old by now. Most PIs in this town wouldn't know where to start. They'd be looking in every gym mill in Manhattan, talking all kinds of baloney. But not me. Nah, see me? I got the smarts. The broad's right.
Oh, that's good, isn't it? The smarts.
Yeah,
he's
very authentic.
Very authentic.
Will you ever not be surprised that I've actually done some kind of research?
The smarts is very good. Using the locutions of the time, if you will.
Well said, well said. The broad is Russian. Russians love vodka. So I knew I had to go to the only vodka distillery in town. If a Russian princess would be hiding anywhere in this city, you can bet your last dime it'd be there.
Now you're just doing stereotypes.
Well, maybe I am. and what of it?
Well, they should be writing in. That's what's up. And it'll be the admin team to deal with it.
You bet last dime they'd be there. So I took a cab over there and approached the goon at the counter, ready to crack this case wide open. Excuse me, mister. I'm looking for a lady. Russian gal, a princess, last living member of the royal family. Came over here when she was a little rugrat. Have you seen her?
No.
The trail had gone cold.
Well, that was easy. He's not exactly that detective, but very good at detecting.
What do you mean it was easy? It's the opposite of easy. He's lost his lead, came to nothing.
Well, I think he could have approached that a different way, if you ask me.
Maybe. My only lead in the case had come to diddly squat. I left the distillery and lit up a smoke, wondering what my next move should be, when I noticed someone tailing me. I panicked. There was no shortage of heavies in this town who wanted me dead, so I pretended to be a statue of a man filleting himself.
What?
And hoping he'd walk right past me.
It's nonsense.
But as he approached, I realized it wasn't a heavy. Hell, it wasn't even a fella. It was a broad. It was Amelia Lorenzo. Holy smokes, Amelia. What are you following me for? Are you hiding something from me?
Oh, God, no. But believe me, Rusty, apart from my severe yeast and... Believe me, Rusty, apart from my severe yeast infection, I ain't hiding anything from you. I wouldn't dare.
So what you doing sneaking up on me like that? You'll give a guy a heart attack.
I was just checking up on your progress, that's all. Did anything bite at the distillery?
It was a dead end. They ain't seen Princess Tatiana. This case is colder than a stiff with hypothermia.
Oh, the hair on a polar bear's... Oh, no.
Come on.
It's written all the hair on a polar bear's balls.
Or the hair on a polar bear's balls.
Quite the tongue twister.
Well,
strangely.
You got it.
There must be something, Rusty. She kind of just disappeared.
Some people just don't want to be found. Hold on a second. What did you just say?
That I have a severe yeast infection?
No, after that.
Oh, hairy polar bear balls?
After that as well.
That I left a floater in your office bathroom?
I don't remember you saying that in the first place.
Yeah, because she didn't make.
Was it something to do with the Irish? I often speak ill of the Irish.
No, about the princess. You said that she...
That she can't have just disappeared.
Yeah, that's it. That she can't have just disappeared.
Well, it's true, Rusty.
No, it ain't, Miss Lorenzo.
Oh.
There is one schmuck in this town, one hard-boiled son of a gun who can make people disappear.
Oh, shucks. Who could do something like that, Rusty?
I'll tell you who. Don Joey Carrozza.
An old friend.
We remember him.
Now, he was the Godfather type voice.
He was the head of the mafia.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this. I can do that voice.
Oh, after you.
Oh, sorry.
Don Joey!
You betcha. Only the Godfather himself can make someone disappear in this town. Make them vanish without a trace. I betcha Don Joey's got his prints all over this case, Amelia.
Oh, sorry.
Drop the ball there.
I did. But what would the mob want with a Russian princess? There's nothing to link them, Rusty.
Sometimes in this business, you just gotta go with your gut, honey. And my gut's telling me that the Carrozza family are mixed up in all this.
But Rusty, even if they are involved, you gotta drop it. The Carrozza family have had a price on your head ever since you started trouble at Rocco Carrozza's funeral. A little
there we go, reference.
Every chump in town knows that. Don Joey will have you clipped as soon as he lays eyes on you.
Which is why I wear these glasses that I always carry around with me, sugar. They're straight out of the PI's playbook.
Oh, very clever.
When I put them on, not even my own mama Trombone would recognize me. Now, let's go. We got no time to lose. We got the subway to Brooklyn to pay the Don a visit. It was easy to find his hideout. It was the building that said Don Joey's Hideout on it.
Make him Sergeant Trump.
Oh, I'm having a bit of trouble with the old...
Oh, he's trying to open a screw top beer,
sorry.
listener.
It's a screw
Come on, you've been working out. You can put some...
No, I know, but no, it's getting the pads of my fingers.
Oh, do you want me to have a go?
Would you mind?
Hold on. Sorry, listener.
Do excuse us, listener. It's
okay.
for the best. Or has he got it?
It was already open.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, thank you. See, I weakened it.
Yeah.
Clearly.
You loosened it up.
Oh,
for me.
how I loosened it.
How he loosens.
Cheers.
Right. Cheers. Where's mine?
Yeah,
Cheers, bravo.
Oh, we can't
Just have a little
cling.
sip. Why don't you tell the listener a joke while I have a sip? I haven't had a sip for a while.
right,
Off
okay.
you go. Off you go.
I know have any jokes, listener. And he's finished. Okay, great.
Okay,
we're
well
moving
done.
on.
Right.
Okay.
Don Joey's Hideout on it. I put on my glasses so I couldn't be made, and then an associate called Marco led me and Amelia into the Don's office. The room was already overflowing with mobsters, with one of them kneeling on the floor in the middle of them all. The associate told me this wise guy was a rat, a snitch, paying tribute to the boss and begging for forgiveness. But I didn't fancy his chances, because standing over him, with a pistol in his hand, was the Godfather himself, Don Joey Carrozza.
You come here to my place of business, asking for forgiveness after snitching on me.
You do this very well.
I cannot allow this. If it had been the cops you ratted to, perhaps I could have looked the other way. But it wasn't. It was my wife. You snitched to my old lady and told her about my weekly drag performances at Crystal Meatballs. As Crystal Meatballs, the Rodfather.
I was thinking this is a big line here.
Yeah.
I was thinking we've got echoes of the actual Godfather. I'm going to have to really go for this. And now you're giving me this.
Crystal, I'd love to see his show.
Crystal Meatballs, the Rodfather.
She sounds delightful.
And then you talked her through my routine with the Vaseline and the cactus.
What? What is that?
God might be all forgiven, son, but I'm not God. I'm the Godfather. I'm Don Joey Carrozza, or Crystal Meatballs, depending on the day of the week.
Mick, you've disdained it. I don't like this one. I loved the Brando performance, and now you're making me do that.
Well, we haven't caught him on his day of the week where he's Crystal Meatballs,
And,
so you're okay.
And like Don Joey.
And I cannot forgive you. So it is time that you, my boy, got whacked off.
Oh, I hit that by accident.
What? The dog?
Forget the dog.
Holy Father, forgive me for my sins. Now, Marco, go make sure that this rat is dead.
Still you. You're
My
okay.
mum?
Yeah.
How do you want me to do it, boss?
The same way our grandfathers in Sicily taught us.
Oh no, another no.
By stimulating his genitals orally.
Oh,
We
man.
haven't had that at all this series.
That
It's
was-
long overdue.
That was called the reason why I'm not protesting too much is because it was previously referred to as the test to detect signs of life.
Indeed.
was.
It is a noble ancient tradition in the mysterious mysteries world.
And apparently it's an historic tradition.
Yes, they did it in Pompeii, as we learned.
Oh,
yeah.
It's nonsense.
You got it, boss. I'll do it now. He ain't responding. He's sleeping with the fishes, Don Joey. Do it again. You can never be too careful in this business, my boy.
Sure thing. Yep, that's a stiff, all right. Oh, God, I just got that. You see, I'm concentrating on the lines. He's dead, boss.
Thank you, Marco. You see, men, after whacking a guy off, you gotta always finish by stimulating the stiff with your mouth. Make sure you got the job done.
I cannot believe that I'm actually saying this. Like, I'm cheapened by this.
That was one of the most vulgar
It was
lines
one of
we've
the
ever
most
had.
vulgar lines. I'm cheapened by this.
Well, he's just saying that after you kill someone,
dear.
you got to make sure they're dead.
No, he's not.
That is literally, that's all he's saying. Take your
getting-
dirty mind out of him.
Going to get.
Ain't that the truth, boss? Now, what's next on the agenda? You there with the glasses. I know you.
No, we ain't never met before, Don Joey.
You look very familiar to me.
It might be because I'm a famous trumpet player. Yeah, that's right. Armstrong's the name. Louis Armstrong.
Of course. It's a pleasure to welcome you into my office, Mr. Armstrong. Tell me, what can I do for you?
Oh, thanks, Don Joey. Well, I was hoping you could help me with something. You see,
That was easy.
Yeah.
How the disguise.
Where's the pair of glasses?
Well.
Yeah. I'm looking for a broad, a Russian princess, real spiffy. She's somewhere in the city, but she ain't been seen nowhere. Her name's Tatiana. Don Joey, do you know where she could be? I swear, I'll forever be in your debt if you can help me.
Geez, maybe you shouldn't be saying stuff like that to the Don of the...
Zip it, Miss Lorenzo. I know what I'm doing here.
Oh, jeez.
So tell me, boss, you think you can help me?
This is a most intriguing request. I'm afraid I'm not aware of this Tatiana and her whereabouts, but I'm a reasonable man, Mr. Armstrong, and there is one way I believe I can help you.
Sure. Shucks, that sounds swell.
But it will come at a price.
What is it? Oh, I just got distracted by, for some reason, I wrote your line in all caps.
I was
there.
wondering why. That's why I gave it a wee bit more force.
No,
in the delivery.
that was an oversight.
Oh, that was just
right.
a typo.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it, Don Joey? I'll do anything.
I have a job for you, an offer you can't refuse. If you do it for me and do it to my satisfaction, then I'll give you this book here, which will prove most useful in your search. This book, you see, it lists the names, phone numbers, and addresses of everyone in town. We call it the Names, Phone Numbers, and Addresses of Everyone in Town book.
Sounds very useful.
This is just becoming child's play now.
If your princess is in New York City, you'll find her in this book, Mr. Armstrong.
Oh, that sure would be great, Don Joey.
But Louis. Every 2-cent schmuck in town's got one of those books. They give 'em out for diddly squat. He's just talking about a phone book.
Leave the business to the men, darling. So tell me, Don Joey.
Sexist.
Well, it was the 20s. Yeah. Well, so tell me, Don Joey, what's this job you need doing?
Mr. Armstrong, ever since an unfortunate incident 13 years ago at D'Angela's grocery store, I had a carrot lodged.
Oh, no. Mick, he wouldn't.
What? Well, yes, but he clearly does.
This is also a recurring theme. This one has appeared in season 2. It says, I had a carrot lodged up mine, then he's used a very rude, well, not a rude word, but it's actually medical, but
Yeah.
it's in a rude location.
He's had, for 13 years, he's had a carrot lodged up his arse.
Oh.
These things happen.
You've actually made it
But
more impolite
Matthew,
because it's the 4-letter word, ANUS.
I did write anus. But Matthew, someone out there might be listening to this
Nick.
podcast who is suffering from this, and
No.
you're mocking them.
I'm just going to get through it.
Where is your compassion?
I'm just going to get through this.
It has been a source of great discomfort to me and has had an impact on my family's waste management business. Not to mention my own personal waste management.
That's a wry snigger.
Yeah.
Many good soldiers have tried to remove it before now. Some, unfortunately, did not live to tell the tale. But if you succeed, Mr. Armstrong, in pulling this...
Oh, this is just nonsense. Then it's not to do with the plot.
This is crucial to the
If you
plot.
succeed, Mr. Armstrong, in pulling that carrot out of my ANUS,
I will gladly give you this book, which will help you in your search for the princess.
Well, what are we waiting for? This'll be a breeze. Pull your slacks down and bend over, Don Joey. I'll get right in it.
There you go, my boy.
All right. I'm going in.
Mick, stop.
Here goes nothing.
No, I'm not.
What? There's a lot more of this to come.
not.
Come on. Here goes nothing.
It just says both grunting. I'm
Come on.
not.
Grunt.
No.
Don't
I'm
look
having
up
a
me.
swig.
Well,
sorry.
Matthew, I am not progressing with this script until you join me in a grunt. I got something.
This is ridiculous.
Darn it. It's a parsnip. I'm going back in, Don Joey.
Oh no, Mick, I'm sorry. This is too ludicrous.
Think I got something
I'm not
here.
doing it.
It don't feel like no carrot, though.
This is nonsense.
Oh, boy. It's 2 tickets to see the Mets this weekend.
You can leave those in there, Mr. Armstrong.
You got it. Right. Going back in.
No, I can't. Also, Mick glances at me and we make brief eye contact each time we do this, which I'm feeling most
Matthew,
discomforted by.
Look me in the eye.
No.
Come on. Hold on. Yeah, there's someone here. Pulling it out now.
What is it?
Oh, drat. It's just a dog.
What?
Get your hand back in there, my boy.
Okay.
Oh, God, there's more.
Sure thing.
I thought the dog would be the end.
Time to grunt.
Oh, I think.
No, that's me.
you.
Oh, I think I got it.
Well, a clean break.
Yeah.
What? Was that it? Did you get it?
Oh, shoot. It's only half of it. I must have broke it as I was pulling it out.
Would you mind if I had it done, Joey?
Oh, of course not.
Gee, thanks. I haven't had a crumb to eat all day long. No, Mick.
Wait. No. You got a line?
This isn't even fun. I'm sorry, listener.
You got the line?
I do apologise. Oh, that's delicious. I'm feeling better already. This is nonsense. This is like the Teletubbies. This is nonsense.
This is highbrow stuff,
This
Matthew.
is not.
This is
stupid.
I'm here. I'm glad to hear it. Now, Mr. Armstrong, let's finish this job and then you'll get paid.
You got it, Don Joey. I'll grab the rest of it now. I'm going in.
Oh, no.
He's put the script in the way so I can't look at him.
Yeah, that was deliberate.
Both grunting.
I've done it.
Oh, that's it. I've got it. I'm sure of it, boss. I'm putting it out now. Oh, boy, it's really wedged in there.
Use this oil to loosen it up a little.
Oh, God.
Oh, thanks, boss.
No.
Oh, that's done the trick.
Mick.
Here we go. I think, yeah, it's on the move.
No.
Nearly there. You got to be grunting as well. Nearly there.
No, I'm not. I'm refused.
Oh, hold on. Oh.
I think this is the grossest one. And it's just a sidetrack.
You were supposed to do an art of satisfaction.
Oh, thank God, we've got some nice jazz music. I was holding my breath there. What was going to come on?
The force of the carrot popping out Don Joey's ass blew me right off my feet. But I could care less. I'd done it. I'd finished the job. And then as I picked myself up off the floor, a chill trickled right down my balls. I reached for my face, and my worst suspicions were confirmed.
I should have picked him up for that,
Yeah,
actually.
you got me, let me away with that.
I should have picked him up.
Were confirmed.
Just immune to it after what I've been through. I'm in a post-traumatic situation. Post-trauma.
My glasses, my only disguise stopping the Godfather and the whole mob from recognizing me, had been knocked off my force of the explosion. My cover was blown.
Wait a minute. You're not the famous trumpet player, Louis Armstrong. You're Trombone, Rusty Trombone, the private investigator who took me and my family for fools at my son's funeral. Oh, my boy, I'm not going to let you off lightly this time. Get him, man.
You got it, boss.
Amelia, quick! Grab the names, phone numbers, and addresses of everyone in town book.
I've got it already, Rusty.
Good. Now scram! Me and the door, we ran for our lives out of the Don's hideout, with his soldiers hot on our tail. We weren't getting away easy. There was associates posted on every street corner for a mile. So we decided to hide in plain sight and pretend to be statues of a doctor giving a patient a rectal exam. It worked like a charm.
Don't get me wrong, Mick. I have got my own judgment of sort of 16th century, 17th century Italian sculpture. However, describing it as statues of a doctor giving a patient a rectal exam is not indicative of the statue that I think you were going for.
Well, you don't really seem to have an appreciation for modern art then, is all I can gather from this.
Modern? But is it art, Eddie?
Where is this, Eddie?
That was a quote from Ab Fab. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Do apologise.
Well, no one enjoyed it.
Do apologise.
Yeah. It worked like a charm. After 4 hours, the mob gave up on their searching, and we could finally get out of Dodge. So we made our way to the only place we knew we'd be safe. My office. Oh boy, that was a close one.
It sure was, Rusty. They would have clipped us for sure.
Well, at least we got what we went there for. A clue in Tatiana's case. Hand me over that book, Miss Lorenzo.
Sure, but Rusty, if she's in hiding, she ain't gonna put her real name in there, is she?
You're not wrong there, Amelia. She'd use a code name, so no one would ever think to look up.
But what could it possibly be? We know diddly squat about this ritzy gal. The code name could be anything.
Don't forget who you're talking to here, Missy. I'm Rusty Trombone. I got a hunch here. Let me check it out. It's taking me a while. Oh, there we go. Just as I thought.
What?
I got her, Miss Lorenzo. Name, number, and address.
Sweet applesauce. How? What was the code name?
The code name? It was Russian Princess.
That comes out.
Quite the stealth code name. I headed over to the address given in the book for the Russian Princess, while Amelia went to find Yakov Madik to tell him the good news.
Yeah.
With the case wrapped up, it looked like I might have time for that vacation after all. Or at least that's what I thought as I walked through the door of the princess's apartment. But boy, was I wrong. Yep, there was more to this story than met the eye. Because when I turned the first corner of the apartment and looked into the kitchen, I saw a young woman tied to a chair with a gag in her mouth.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Jeez Louise, hold on there, Tatiana. I'll untie you. What the?
So we meet again, Mr. Trombone.
Sweet Christmas! Don Joey Carrozza! I don't get it. How did you find me?
You think I was gonna give you the only copy of the names, phone numbers, and addresses of everyone in town book? You must think me a fool, Mr. Trombone. No, I have other copies. I'm a well-connected man. You see, I got contacts in the names, phone numbers, and addresses of everyone in town department at City Hall. They're all in my pocket.
Those crooked pushovers.
That's right. So after your escape, I looked up your little Russian princess in the book, knowing you'd do the same. You're so predictable, Mr. Trombone. And now here we both are, and it's time for me to do what I should have done back at my son's funeral. It's time for me to whack you off.
No, please. Don Joey, I'll do anything.
Say your prayers, Mr. Trombone.
No!
Boss! Not now, Marco, my boy. I'm trying to whack off a guy here.
It's the cops, boss. They're coming straight for this building. Well, it looks like a motorcade. We gotta get out of here.
The cops? Mamma mia. Well, Mr. Trombone, it looks like you've been granted a stay of execution. But rest assured, I'll find you again. And when I do, I'm gonna whack you off real slow. So slow that you'll be begging me to finish you off. To finish you off with a real good blow.
Oh, God. Oh, no. I was trying to just get through it thinking it's fine. It's just a bit of nonsense. And then it came to the head of the joke, as it were, and it just became...
as it were.
Oh, dear.
Now, Marco, let's get out of here before we get pinched. Capisce?
You got it, boss.
Oh, boy. That was a close shave.
Rusty, are you okay? We just saw the Don and his associate making a run for it.
Don't sweat it, darling. Nothing I couldn't handle.
Is that her? In the chair, Mr. Trombone. Is that Princess Tatiana?
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot.
Is Yakov there?
Yeah, he came with...
Oh, he came
so
with them.
Amelia went to go get him, remember,
Oh,
after they
did he?
found out where Tatiana would be.
Must have missed that.
Yeah, and that's why there was a siren. It was his motorcade.
Okay, we don't want the whole history thing. Just carry on.
Right. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. That's her, all right, Mr. Maddock. The mob tied her up and gagged her. I'll have her free quick as a flash for you.
No need for that, Mr. Trombone.
What? Why not?
I have not been entirely honest with you, Rusty. Allow me to explain. I was being truthful when I told you that I had dedicated the past 4 years of my life to locating the princess, but it was not so that she could reclaim the throne. No, you see, I haven't come here to your country as a representative of the old Russian Empire. I have come here as an officer of the new Russian Republic.
Oh my God.
My orders are to locate and eliminate the last living member of the royal family. You took care of the first part for me. Now it is time for me to attend to the second part. Stand back, Mr. Trombone. Stand back now as I put a bullet in this woman's head. As I end the princess's life and end once and for all the callous, merciless lineage of the Russian royal family.
No, don't! Mr. Maddock, she's just a...
The whole studio went quiet.
Didn't it? What a tense moment.
All the listeners went quiet for a second.
Absolutely.
As they heard the cartridge tinkle across the floor.
Is this the end for Princess Tatiana?
This was a seminal moment there.
I couldn't bear to watch. I instinctively covered my eyes to blind myself as Mr. Maddock pointed his weapon. And when the shot came, I nearly went deaf as well. But as the ringing in my ears died down and my hearing began to come back to me, I slowly pulled away my hands away from my face and gasped at what I saw. The princess in the chair. She was still alive. It was the diplomat, Mr. Maddock, who lay on the floor with a bullet in his head. And standing over him was Miss Amelia Lorenzo, holding a smoking pistol.
Oh, quite the twist.
Quite.
Oh.
I didn't know what to think.
Think of that for weeks, will you, mate?
What the hell was going on
We've got
here?
a new Christie up in here.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
But just as I
go on.
started trying to put it all together in my head, Amelia started talking to me. Only now in the most peculiar accent. Italian-American, sure, but with clear notes of archaic Prussian and Ottoman.
And Ottoman. Rusty. What's Prussian? The Prussian Empire's Germany, wasn't it, back in the day?
Yeah.
What's German? German? Oh, Rusty. I'm so sorry. I didn't know if I could trust you.
We still need the Italian-American in there, though. And don't forget the Ottoman.
Trust you.
Okay. What? What are you talking about, Amelia?
Little joke. It was the only way I could make sure.
You gotta screw loose, lady. You could have hit the princess.
No, Rusty, I couldn't have.
Sure you could have. Mr. Maddock was standing right over her. She's tied up and gagged, Amelia. She couldn't have gone out the way.
Rusty, that woman tied to the chair. She's not the princess.
She's not?
No.
Well, how do you know that?
Because, Rusty, I am the princess.
You made fun of the last twist, but I bet you didn't see that coming.
How it all comes together.
What the hell is going on here?
What Mr. Maddock said is true, Rusty. I was taken from my homeland by an American when I was just a child, and from that day on we traveled all over the place. 1 year it would be Prussia, the next it would be the Ottoman Empire, both of which I'm sure you can hear in my accent. You can, and you can. The miracle of me as a voice artist, and you can hear everything.
Where's the Ottoman?
Oh, the nuances are there, Mick.
Can you do a straight Ottoman accent?
Mick, the nuances are there.
Okay.
Ottoman would be the Turkish Empire.
It would indeed,
Turkey.
yeah.
So what's a Turkish accent?
I have no idea how
we won't
Turkish
go down.
people
I'm
sound.
making hoops for myself.
Yeah,
now.
well, Rusty agrees with you. Sure, their influence on your speech is clear for even the bozo to hear.
Well said, Mick, calling himself a bozo. Well banked there. Indeed, for anyways, years passed and I grew restless of all the traveling, so I decided to settle in my guardian's native New York. I was happy, Rusty, away from the pressures and dangers that came with being a royal in Russia. I was free, but nothing lasts forever. And sure enough, news broke about what happened to my family, about the executions. Oh, it was awful, Rusty, awful. But I needed to stay sharp. I knew one day they'd come for me to finish the job. I knew one day they'd come for me to finish
really
the job.
want to emphasize that line.
Do apologize. And sure enough, last week I read in the papers that Mr. Maddock had just disembarked the RMS Olympic right here in New York.
Jeez Louise, that's enough to give anyone the creeps. But I don't get it. Why didn't you just waste him right away? Why go through this whole charade?
Because I didn't know for sure, Rusty. I didn't want to kill an innocent man. So I did some digging to find out who his guide was going to be while he was here in the city. Oops, sorry.
Yeah.
Got the emphasis wrong there. And wouldn't you know it, it was this broad sitting here. I tied her up myself, put her out of action, and then went to meet Mr. Medic and told him I was his guide. That way I could keep an eye on him and find out what he was really up to.
Very clever. But he played both of us, Amelia. He pretended he was here to help the princess.
That's right. He kept saying he was loyal to the royal family, and I was even starting to believe him. But then he admitted it. He admitted the truth to you, Rusty. So I knew what I had to do.
That's one hell of a story you got there, darling. But there's just one thing bugging me. Level with me here, Amelia. Why did you bring me into this? Why did you recommend me to Mr. Maddock?
Because you're the only sap in this business who'd consider looking up Russian princess in the phone book, Rusty. She got a point there.
Yeah.
I put that name and address in there myself. I put it in there knowing you would think you'd solve the case and that Mr. Medic would then come here to see for himself. And when he did, he would be sure to reveal his true intentions. So you see, Rusty, everything is down to you. I owe you everything.
Just doing my job, ma'am. Forget about it.
I won't. Make love to me, Rusty Trombone.
What?
Make love to me right here and now.
But that lady, the city guide, she's sitting right there watching us. She's still tied up in the chair.
Oh, that's right. Hold on. Oof. Oh, another chilling cartridge drop.
Yeah.
That's better. Now, will you make love to me?
You betcha. Get over here, you doll.
Oh, no.
Come on, Matthew.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no. No.
Yeah, you are.
This is very odd, sitting in the studio with you.
Matthew, we've got to finish this story.
Yes. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
That feels really, really good, Rusty.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He's written in capital letters said with sexual passion at the top.
Yeah.
Oh, you really know how to use that
Jeez,
thing.
Louise.
Now use the carrot. Nonsense. Oh yes. We should probably have peeled it first. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow. What a happy ending.
Nick, so it continues.
And so it continues.
Off script. Oh,
Matthew,
well, Nick, that's the first time it's ever ended. Oh gosh, I've been totally cheapened by this. You see, you give him an inch with the seance last week, and then he takes advantage.
I gave a lot more than an inch.
I'm going to have to be a lot stricter in future.
Matthew, I feel a lot closer to you now.
Well, I feel disconcerted.
Sharing not just that last scene there, but remember when we, pulled the carrot out of Uranus?
Oh no. Mick, no.
Yeah, no, we've got a great...
I'm uncomfortable sitting in this seat now. I'm thinking, is the door locked?
We've got a great kind of thespian rapport now, I believe.
Go on.
Well, the way that we could lock eyes...
So I was just sipping my third beer, which I needed after
which
all
you
of
definitely
that.
need. No, it seems I put you through a lot this episode, didn't I?
Mick, your script writer.
Yeah.
You're using new literary techniques.
Oh, do go on.
Well, like the sex play at the end, for I presume that's what it was, as an outro.
Yeah.
That is a new literary technique.
Are you
for the Mysterious Mysteries canon?
Do you think I should bring it back next week?
I absolutely do. I think that it is.
Okay.
I think that it is the recession rather than a progression.
I see. Yeah.
And the other one, what was it? Oh, I did. To be fair, I did find the updated version of the Scotch pouring.
Oh yeah. Do you want to hear that again?
No.
No. Well, did you enjoy the making of the espresso?
I'm not laughing. That was outrageous, in fact, also.
But you do realise
Oh,
that
dear.
when you say I'm not laughing, that people can hear you laughing.
Well, I'm not,
So
listener.
it's
I'm
okay,
not.
all right.
I'm doing it involuntarily.
I see.
Yes.
I see. So
And lots of things happen involuntarily to vulnerable people.
well, they do.
They
Such
do.
as the admin team.
Such as the
yeah, who are very vulnerable right
I
now.
should be throwing the bottle at them.
Yeah,
later.
exactly. Well, Matthew, what did you think? Episode 5.
Wow. I know,
Rusty
God. Trombone's
return. Was it a triumph?
Always a triumph.
Yes.
I was a bit unsure about the Russian connection in sort of like 20s New York and a Russian princess. It was all a bit sort
Well,
of...
that's before the frosting of relations between those two countries. So it is possible that they'd be there.
It all seemed a bit like it should have been an Agatha Christie Murder on the Orient Express situation rather than 1920s New York situation. But yes, no, it's fine.
It was
I
fine.
enjoyed
Well,
it.
you heard it here first, listener. It was fine.
You can put that on the front
We'll have
page,
to put
mate.
that on the website.
Fine.
It was fine.
It's fine.
Well, hopefully next week's, which
No, to be fair, fine's better than
your usual.
Give.
That is
That's
true. Actually, that already puts it in the top 3 of,
Yes,
of all time.
of all time.
So anyway, hopefully next week's will be more than fine. And next
God.
week's is the last in the series, Matthew.
Gosh, I can't
How
believe...
it's flown by.
Well, we've done well.
How we've entertained.
Yeah, been
Yes.
dragged through it again.
Indeed.
I've been able to buy a new packet of tin soup.
You have with your winnings. Yeah, winnings, yeah.
Compensation.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well, would you like to know the name of the final episode of Series 2?
Oh gosh. Go on then.
Okay. Next week's episode is called The Smutty Professor. My thing's broken. Where's my button?
Push the button.
There we go.
The Smutty Professor. That's a good title,
Oh,
actually.
do you like that?
It's
yeah.
a bit of a witticism.
Isn't it? Yeah,
But I
a play on a famous film.
But I'm not being happy with it, Mick.
no, he's not laughing, listener. He's not
Because
laughing.
it says smutty in it,
It's
doesn't it?
yes, which is a word that Matthew doesn't consider worthy of the English language.
You give him an inch, he takes a foot.
There's going to be a lot of that next week.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And given that I've often displayed in my scripts a prowess with science and an understanding of science.
Give
as
us an
we've seen.
example. Signs the signs of life.
Yeah, the test for signs of life.
Nonsense.
Like taking the DNA profile for science reasons, which is very accurate. That was in the artificial intelligence.
The DNO.
The DNA profile.
DNA
And the explanation was it was for science reasons. Yes.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
yeah. So, see, I do have a grasp of these
Well.
things. And there's going to be a lot of science next week.
Are these scripts peer reviewed?
They are.
And who's the peer? That's what I want. It's certainly not me, I can assure you.
It's Mr. Jerkin Bong, of course.
If my peer review is censoring it on air,
I see.
thank you for the benefit of all.
So, are you looking forward to that? Or
well, yeah.
are you looking forward to it being over?
No, yeah, and being in sight, I think I'm more upset, more looking forward to. But
Yeah.
Smutty Professor. Well,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to think what would that be because the nutty.
Well, your
Professor
guess is as good as
films-
mine because I haven't written it yet.
Oh, really? I'll get your skates on.
I bet we've only got about because Matthew, listener, has decided to take an impromptu holiday. The day we're supposed to be recording, so this is going to be.
No, it's not. It's my dedication to the listener.
You're just so eager to get it recorded in time.
I am.
Okay, yeah,
And the
which
house-
is why I now have 3 days to write the
and
script.
if the listeners are thinking it would be away from his house, the house will be locked.
Yes, yeah,
I've had snipers put in.
of course, and the dogs.
The dragoons are ready.
Yeah, the dog-
I've had the electric fence on the south wall.
Turrets on the roof.
Yeah. A positive fortress.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, shall I let you go retire back to that fortress then?
That would be lovely.
That would be lovely. Okay.
I think I should need to.
I think you'll need to. Listener, we will hopefully, if everything goes okay, see you next week for the final episode of the series, which is The Smutty Professor.